Hey guys, Elizabeth Quinn here again with Elizabeth Scenes and Scents. Welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to check out my website, which is waftingwonderfulwax.scentsy.us, where I am Liz Quinn, your star Scentsy consultant. So today what I have for you is my weekly What I've Been Warming, and I just completed a haul where I took Dolores the duck and her cute little baby out of the box with a bunch of other things, and that is one of our Mother's Day items, and she was way too cute to put away, so I popped her up there for this video. So let's dive right into what I have been warming this week. And before we do the wax, I did want to put in my 2 cents, which is a little delayed, on the new size of the cotton cleanups that we have. So initially, there were much larger cotton cleanups that Scentsy had been carrying for years, and they were, I think, a very fair price. Please remind me, guys, if they were $6 or $7. It was something along those lines. And then after the pandemic, the price on those soared to $10 a bag, but they were still such a generous size that even at what I thought was a little bit of an astronomical price, people continued to buy them in droves, and they were very popular. Personally, I don't change my wax warm most of the time, so I haven't bought a ton of them. Occasionally I'll use them, especially for vendor wax. So when they changed the size and shrank them down to these little minis, which, I don't know, this might even be half the amount of cotton, and they're $6 a bag, so it's kind of an iffy, I think, value exchange there. It really didn't bother me all that much, and I was not the first person to get on the bandwagon to say whether or not I liked them. But I finally got that bag in the mail, I think in some sort of a club shipment or something, and I have tried these out. Now, the reason that they downsized them, at least one of the valid reasons, is that they wanted to be able to fit them in mini warmers, because those large ones were very efficient for something like your Amazing Grace, that's a retired warmer that I just love, that I put back there today for the video. And they would soak up enough of the wax in, 2 to 3 warmers that might have 4 cubes in them. It was quite efficient, but for me, I usually had to tear off this top area and flip the cotton cleanup over just because they were so big that they kind of quit sopping up all the way through when I was trying to use them in multiple warmers. Now, since I do tend to change most of my wax cold, I don't use them a ton. If I have a warmer that is a element type, like right now I've got my lemon pitcher over there on a table, I forget to turn that off at night, and I tend to be a 2 or 3 cube per warmer person, so one of those large cotton ball type things, if I only had one warmer that I was going to use, I felt like I was kind of wasting it. So for me, as an occasional user, this size is perfect because I'm just going to plop this in 1, maybe 2 warmers, typically maybe a large size and a mini, clean a couple things up that I forgot to clean up overnight, and then change the rest of my wax by using a butter knife and popping all the dishes out with the cold but rather soft wax, because Scentsy wax is like that, just the way they are, and move on with life. But if you are a diehard user, I can see that these just aren't as efficient. They don't have the same soul that the old ones did. So if I was going to give it like a scale of 1 to 10 as far as how good I think these really are, maybe a 6 or 7, where I would say the others were an 8 or a 9. But for me, these will work just fine because I'm only an occasional user, and I do tend to use a lot of minis, so I will find that very functional. But that is my 2 cents, not that it's worth all that much because I am not a diehard cotton cleanup user. If it really bothers you that you're paying $6 for basically some rather fancy schmancy cotton balls, just go get a big thing of jumbo cotton balls from the grocery store or Walgreens and use those, and just, let Scentsy learn that maybe they should have offered both types and not retired the big ones. I don't know what will happen going forward. I think it will be very interesting to see if maybe the large ones will make an appearance as an LTO at some point, or maybe they'd get added to Scentsy Club as an extra perk. Who knows? We'll see down the road. So let me know whether you're yay or nay on those new cotton cleanup size things. So let's move on to the wax, okay? Bamboo and Rainfall and Bamboo Yuzu. I was doing this as an alternate warmer combination one day. The Bamboo and Rainfall is a brand new and beautiful new release scent that's very fresh and clean. It has a little bit of sweetness too, so it's not too much of like a sharp or edgy scent, because sometimes the ones like this I can't deal with. But being that this is quite strong, I only used a couple of cubes of it. 1 cube in a warmer out here, and then 1 cube farther back in the house. And I did alternate warmers with a good bit more of Bamboo Yuzu, which is sweeter. This was in my club for quite a while. This is more of a lime and like almost a sweet syrup scent. I really enjoy this. It's also fresh and clean, but it's brighter and more gentle. So that was a really good, very zesty and very fresh day in the house, and I loved it. Now the next thing I've got here for you, is one of the nicest combinations I've come up with for spring bakery. So in the fall winter catalog, hopefully some of you have this in your club or you have a bar left over, we had Make Me Snickerdoodle, which by itself is not really a home run for me. It's just kind of a middle of the road cookie dough kind of a scent with a little bit of cinnamon. But I have found this to be a fantastic alternate warmer or mixing style scent. It's good to support other things. So I love sugared strawberry. This to me just makes me feel like I'm back in the 80s, a little kid playing with their strawberry shortcake dolls. This has been around in the spring summer catalog for quite a while, and I'm so glad. I think it started out as a scent of the month one spring. And this is wonderful. Juicy strawberry with a little bit of currant and lemon to keep it from being too sweet. Throws very, very well. And in alternate warmers with Make Me Snickerdoodle, you got almost like a berry waffle cone confectionery. You walked into the taffy pulling shop, or you're kind of walking down the boardwalk and you smell the waffle cones and the ice cream and all that. It was great. And then in a couple of warmers, I did Cherry's Jubilee. This was from Christmas, but it's another really saturated, juicy fruit scent. And so this just added that extra little layer of something because I love cherry smells. So the lemon that's in here and all of that juicy cherry with all of the lemon and juicy strawberry with all of the wonderful sort of subtle, almost waffle cone type bakery. This was such a home run, you guys. So alternate warmers all over the house. I guess you could mix them 1-to-1 in a warmer. I'm not sure how that would go, though, because the type of bakery that Make Me Snickerdoodle is, I don't like it as much in a warmer directly with other scents as, say, sugar cookie or vanilla bean buttercream. But that's just me. Anyway, let's move on to a day where I was doing things that were more on the masculine and warm side. So I have Vanilla Bourbon here, which is a bar I kept in my club for a long time. My younger daughter used to absolutely love this, and she doesn't really talk about it anymore. I like it. This may be my last bar, so I'm a little bit sad that it's gone. But this was one that just did not throw well enough for me to really justify keeping it in my club if she wasn't a factor. So this is a smooth, oaky bourbon, almost like a little bit of nutmeg, a pinch of spice, and vanilla smell. But it did not throw past a medium, and sometimes you could barely smell it at all. It was very nice, of course, the day that it was singing its swan song, and that was in alternate warmers with Vanilla Suede, which is a bit stronger. This is another one that I have a few of, but I did pull it from my club because I also have Saddle Up, I've got Hometown Cowboy, I've got Meet Me Under the Oak Tree. How many of these do I really need? And this one, oh, this is so nice. So this has a little bit more spice. It's got a nice leathery, suede note and vanilla. It's slightly more dominant than the Vanilla Bourbon, and the two of them went together beautifully. So then another day, I was doing some hardcore bakery again. There were only, I think, 2 days where I really got into the bakery. The rest of it was like fresh and floral. You'd be really proud of me. So I did Cran-Apple Crumble in alternate warmers with Cinnamon Vanilla. Cinnamon Vanilla is current in our spring-summer catalog. It goes with everything. It is just what it says. It's an even mix of cinnamon and vanilla. It's very pleasant, good for a rainy day if you're really not into hardcore spice, good for any day if you're a spice person that misses the fall-winter scents. And I did that with another one that's in my quarterly club, Cran-Apple Crumble, which was a fall-winter bakery staple. Of all the ones that we had last year, it was my favorite. I have liked other rounds of fall-winter bakery mixes in our catalog better, but this one is pretty good. With nutmeg, it's got whipped cream, it's got brown sugar, it has the cranberries and the apples, and it lasts a long time. And it was excellent with the cinnamon vanilla. So if you have both of those, do alternate warmers on a rainy day. It'll be wonderful. So then another day, I was actually quite lazy, but I also just love this scent so much that I didn't put anything else in the house. And that was Cinderella Happily Ever After. This was in my melting basket. Oh, you guys. This was recently available, and it is so pretty. You know they'll bring it back again at some point. It's got magnolia. No, I always say that wrong. It has gardenia, frosted lemon, and forget-me-nots. It is so elegant. A beautiful floral. The longer I have it, the stronger it gets. So it's like a medium strong now in my house, and that's really all I needed that day. It was just loveliness. So another day, I'm working on sort of florals, and one of them is a fruity floral. Moon Orchid is a new release that I'm still trying to decide if I like it or love it. Scentsy says that it's got bergamot, night blooming jasmine, and vanilla orchid, and I forget sometimes what the new ones have in them, so I pulled my catalog. But it's slightly sharp. I wish there was a little bit more sweetness to this, But if you pair it with another floral that's sweeter, then it kind of balances it out. But this one, I think it's that bergamot. The bergamot, I don't know, maybe it's the bergamot and the jasmine, because the vanilla orchid, does anybody know what vanilla orchid smells like all by itself? I do not. Is that where the sharpness is coming from, that mixing with the bergamot? Because this is the sort of scent where I smell it in the clam and I'm like, I'm going to love that. Then I get it in the warmer and I'm like, I really like that, but I feel like I just need to tweak it a little bit. So tell me what you guys are thinking of that scent. So to tweak it, I melted it in alternate warmers with Perfectly Cute, which had more sweetness. This was from the Valentine's collection, and this just took that edge off of Moon Orchid. I didn't directly mix them, but you might want to. But it was very, very nice. So then another day, because I just done the whole loads of lemon video a couple weeks ago, I grabbed the Lemon Lime Fizz that I had ordered to review that. And this is Easter collection. I believe it's still current. This is so nice, you guys. I didn't give this the best review when I was doing the Easter collection because I just wasn't really feeling them. There's the Strawberry Bliss, where if you want a jasmine-y strawberry, try that. There's this, and then there is the one with the grapefruit mimosa, which that one's way too strong for me. This is very much like Wish with a little touch of cocoa lime. And if you find things like Squeeze the Day to be way too strong, this might be your lemon bar. It was really nice. I don't think I'm going to club it, but I might order one or two more. It was kind of low-key, but in a good way, where it made the house smell pleasant without being overpoweringly lemon. I think it's got lemon and a little bit of lime, and that fizziness just chills it out a bit. And I did try pairing that with Pineapple Dragon Fruit, which was from last year's summer collection, and I had to turn most of these warmers off for the first couple hours because it way overpowered the Lemon Lime Fizz. But this is a boomer. If you still have this in your club or you have some from last year, if anything, the strength has improved. And it's just this gorgeous, similar to Bamboo Yuzu, sweet, green, citrusy scent with a lot of, this one's got more pineapple and just sweetness, and it's very bright. Very, very nice. So that was everything in the main living spaces. And then I ended up with a lot of just kind of, I must have thrown a couple cubes in a warmer here or there piles, which doesn't normally happen to me. So Southern Evening was happening somewhere. I think the Florida Room predominantly. This is such a nice scent that's in my bi-monthly club. It is so unique. It's got warmth and depth. It's got a little bit of a woodiness. It has some musky fruits. It has, geranium? So hard to describe. All by itself, it is just the most beautiful thing, and I keep that in my club because you can't dupe it with anything else. Another thing that I tried a little of, and it's taken me months to finally melt this bar, was Born to Lead, which was around last fall in whatever the reiteration of the Frozen 2 collection was, and this was nice. It's exactly what I thought it would be, though. It is a tamed down dark berry and plum scent with a little bit of orange, and I knew it wouldn't throw very far from the warmer, and that's exactly what happened. So if you have this one, medium to small zones is not a boomer, but it's very pleasant. And if you just want something that's sort of background, warm and soothing without being in your face, this is kind of like Black Raspberry Vanilla or Black Currant and Plum. It has that sort of a personality. It's really nice. I had 2 sad little cubes left of toasted caramel sugar that I threw into a warmer in the kitchen just one day to get rid of them. This is so good. I'm so glad that I put this in my club. It has gotten somewhat stronger since they released it in January in BBMB. And there are some other bakery scents that I've been holding on to for a long time where I thought I'd be getting rid of this. And as it sits and I like it more and more, I think this will be staying and maybe something else is going to get bumped. Because I'm liking this better and better. So don't give up on this if you had a bar, you tried it, it was a little weak, you weren't real excited, but you knew that you just shouldn't take it out of your club. Melt it again. I think you'll be happier. So it's got milkiness and this really nice, almost burned but not quite, caramelized sugar that is just superb if you like bakery. Forever Yours, along with Flower Child, which I melted last week, are a couple of bars that I've kept for a long time from BBMB. I wanted them to be gorgeous in my bedroom. Both of them are really better. Huge amounts of cubes in the basement all by itself where you can still smell them and they go for a long time, but they're very subtle bars. This is one of the most beautiful body care floral, just light and lovely scents since he's ever made. But I just struggle to smell it. So I did put this in my bedroom right now. We'll see if I get much. If others of you love this as much as I do for scent and you get better performance, please let me know. So then the next thing where no performance issues here at all, the last 2 cubes, of Simply the Zest went into my older daughter's room. This boomed out into the hallway for 3 days. This was from Valentine's, a really nice, watery, citrusy green scent, very, very good. Satin sheets. Here's one that they pulled a couple seasons ago from the catalog. I do miss it. It's vanilla and sandalwood. I had this in my bedroom. This particular bar is losing its strength, unfortunately, so I'm just going to have to melt through it. It's beautiful. I'm sure this will eventually come back for a BB&B, and I'll probably club it at that point because I do miss it. One that we have currently that's melting in the dish behind me right now is Garden Fresh Gardenia. Oh, I am loving this. Absolutely loving this. And it is so creamy and green and enjoyable, and I just cannot get over how nice this is. Now, it's not my favorite Lush Gardenia, which is in my club, but if you are really sad that you don't have that anymore, this one is growing on me, and I may even club this too because it's just so good. So then I've got a couple cubes of French lavender, which was just in my bedroom. This is just so subtle, so relaxing. It's exactly what it says, plain old lavender from the hills of France. Very nice. And if you just want simple lavender, get this one. If you think you might like something else with your lavender, there's a slightly sweeter one called Whipped Vanilla Lavender that we also have in the catalog right now that is English lavender with a hint of coconut and vanilla. So that one's a little bit more interesting, but I like doing both of them in my bedroom. They're great. Then one that I was doing in the basement, because I actually changed some wax down there, was Pacific Daydream. Oh man, I cannot wait to enjoy a lot more of this in the summer. I just was craving something kind of watery, and this was in clearance for a while. I don't think it's there at the moment, but it has some like salt and a really nice little bit of pineapple and lots of fresh Pacific-y water, and it's beautiful and warm. Another one that I did in my bedroom was Evening Sky. I keep melting this because I just love it. This is another new release that is just so fantastic. More bergamot, like the Moon Orchid, Madagascar Vanilla, and Midnight Lily. I like the scent profile of this a little better than Moon Orchid. It doesn't have anything in it that I dislike, but it doesn't throw quite as well. So I wish we could reverse those two as far as my reviews, but the scent on this is fabulous. So if you can get it to perform, I'm sure like Mountain Sunset in a year this will be fine. It's just the vanilla in there is going to take some time to strengthen it. So good. And last but not least, I have Pink Leather. This was August Scent of the Month last year. This has become really good for the bedroom. So this is a weird one with like a toasted vanilla, this leathery suede scent, and strawberries. It's so weird, but it's good. And this was perfect, cozy and cuddly for my bedroom. So this is Elizabeth Quinn with Elizabeth Scenes and Scents with everything that I've been melting over the last week. What are you guys into right now? I hope that you are really excited about the Mother's Day collection things. If you haven't ordered those scents are just gorgeous. We have the mental health awareness that I just reviewed that I'll get into the melting basket for next week, what I've been warming, of all these beautiful herbal scents that I'm very excited to look into. And there's a lot that'll be going on in Scentsy very soon. Father's Day, a new Scentspirations collection, all sorts of good stuff. So tell me what you're thinking about all the things that are coming or what you're enjoying right now, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great day. God bless. Bye-bye.